The Mad Mummy by John Sazaklis. Chapter 1. Mummy on the Move. The huge museum doors opened. Shane was excited to go in. His younger brother, Jeffrey, was not. "I can't believe it," said Shane. "The mummy exhibit is here all the way from Egypt." "I have to go to the bathroom," said Jeffrey. "I told you to go before we left." "Hurry up," Shane said. Shane waited outside while his brother used the bathroom. When Jeffrey came out, Shane pointed and laughed. "Ha! You have toilet paper on your shoe," Shane said. "Look," Jeffrey said as he picked it up. "It has pictures on it." "Hey, this is linen," Shane said. "It's what was used to wrap dead people into mummies. These pictures are symbols called hieroglyphics, one of the first written languages invented." "Wow," said Jeffrey. "We can sell it and make lots of money." "No," Shane said. "This needs to stay in the museum. Let's go find a security guard." "What if it's a treasure map?" Jeffrey asked.
"What is a treasure map?" Jeffrey asked.
"I bet it's an ancient spell for an evil curse," Shane replied. "You watch too many movies," his brother said. As the boys walked away, another small figure came out of the bathroom. Hidden in the shadows, it shuffled slowly along. Its arms were outstretched, reaching, trying to grab the brothers. It let out a low moan. Jeffrey heard the sound and turned around. The figure stepped into the light. It was a mummy, and it was alive. The boys hugged each other and screamed. "Ah!" Chapter 2. Walking Dead. "You unleashed the curse!" yelled Shane. "I did not!" Jeffrey yelled back. "You did!" The mummy moaned louder and lunged forward. "What are we going to do?" Jeffrey shouted. "Run for your life!" shouted Shane. The boys bolted down the long hallway. "Hurry up," said Shane. "We need to hide," said Jeffrey. They dashed into a big room and ducked behind a giant vase. "There has to be an explanation for this," said Shane. "Maybe the mummy wants that thing you're holding," Jeffrey replied. "We have to give it back." Shane's eyes lit up. "I have an idea. Follow me." The boys ran as fast as they could to the mummy exhibit. There, along the far wall, was the coffin display. "Look," said Jeffrey. "The last one is open." "Here's the plan," Shane said. "We put this scrap back inside and leave before the mummy returns." The brothers rushed toward the open coffin. Suddenly, there was a loud sound. Creak! The large coffin behind them slowly opened. The scared siblings stared in horror as another mummy appeared. It was bigger and older than the first one they had seen. "Not again!" Shane shouted. He and his brother turned and ran. They almost made it out of the room, but their path was blocked by the little mummy. "We're doomed!" screamed Jeffrey. Chapter 3. Mummy Dearest. The larger mummy stumbled out of its coffin. "There you are!" she said loudly. "Is she yelling at us?" Jeffrey asked. "I have no idea. Just keep running!" Shane yelled. The big mummy moved right past them and picked up the little mummy. "Have you been sleepwalking again?" she asked. The little mummy nodded and said, "Potty." "I told you to go before we left the pyramid," she said. "Now go to your tomb." The boys watched as the little mummy was tucked into its coffin. Shane shakily handed the fabric to the mummy's mommy. "I think this is his?" he said softly. "Thank you," said the mommy mummy. "I write his name on all his wrappings." Then the mommy mummy climbed back into her coffin. Before closing the lid, she said, "Please be quiet. You two make enough noise to wake the dead." Then the lid slammed shut. Wham! "Well, I guess that wraps up our museum mystery," Shane whispered. "I guess it does," whispered Jeffrey. And the boys quietly walked right out of the museum.